Hey, what is up, my friends? Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the 10 things that a product designer does at work. What is it exactly that they actually do? We're going to get onto it in this video. Before we start though, it would be great if you can subscribe, like, and share this to your friends, your product designer friends, your digital product professional friends, whoever might be interested in this and might find value in it. So the first thing that a product designer does a lot at work is consuming or researching user data. So what do they do in this? They use softwares like Hotjar, other tools to understand experience data, user demographics, the things that would allow them to understand their user personas more before they get into the product design strategy type of work. It always helps product designers to understand who are they trying to communicate to and who are they trying to serve. Therefore, it brings a lot of value in their work rather than it just being pretty. The second thing is they create and understand user personas. So in some cases, product designers might already have user personas documents that are ready for them to learn and study. And that happens a lot in larger corporations or companies that had invested a lot of time and effort and resources in creating their own user persona segments. But in smaller companies or in startups, oftentimes, product designers would need to come up with the user persona and try to document them. So this is part of the work that product designer does as part of their research, which is creating user personas. The third thing is creating and understanding user journey maps. If you haven't seen our user journey map video, have a look at it. I'll share a link down below. But user journey map is really where product designers try to picture themselves as the user or try to put themselves into the user's shoe so they can picture the stages that a user goes through from the moment they find out about your product all the way to them achieving their goal as a user, whether it's trying to buy a new shoes online or trying to donate a certain amount of money to a charity or whatever it may be, and even the post-purchase, post-interaction journey. The greater version of the user journey map is the customer experience map, but product designer specifically, they focus a lot on user journey maps because that informs their design when they're about to start their design process. The fourth thing is they develop storyboards. We've also created videos around storyboards. Go have a look at it. I'll share a link down below. But storyboards is really a frame-by-frame composition of what your product's going to look like from a user interface flow point of view. So what are the relationships between one page, one interface to another? And it gives you almost like a blueprint of your product itself in a low fidelity wireframe version, if that makes sense. So that's you not designing. A product designer wouldn't design the whole thing in this instance. Oftentimes they'll just sketch around and just try to create relationships between the pages as a blueprint. The fifth thing is product designers produce wireframes. Oftentimes when a storyboard is clear and they know what to do from here, but they don't want to focus too much on the branding, the visual design, the colors, the typography and stuff like that, then they could just work on wireframes. Wireframes are essentially just a black and white skeleton version of your product, just to allow people to interact with it, get a feel of it, and understand layout, hierarchy, structure, information architecture, things like that. And that's when they produce wireframes. The sixth thing that a product designer does on a daily basis actually is designing. On top of designing, they may build prototypes as well, depending on what the prototype is, but generally product designers will know how to use tools like InVision or Figma or Sketch and create prototypes using those tools. Some product designers are well capable in coding as well, just the front end component of it, whether it's the HTML or the CSS or just creating interactions. And oftentimes it can also be in a form of a video or an explainer video, and this could be done using things like Principle. But yeah, product designers design and build prototypes to showcase their idea, to get people and stakeholders and team members to understand their idea, and the best way to do it is to demo a prototype. The next thing is product designers conduct user interviews and testing. So once the prototype's done, oftentimes they would like to test it before actually going into a development production cycle. And the best way to do that is really to test your product, get some feedback. So product designers would run user testings, user interviews, A/B testings, any type of research that would allow them to understand whether their design works or not before the company or themselves or their boss or whoever would need to invest more time and resources to actually build the product. And that is user testing for you. The next one is they develop design systems. Design systems would usually happen or required as the company or the brand grows. That's really when it's important for product designers to have a library of design components, reusable components. So workflow is going to be a lot more efficient that way rather than creating something custom all the time or having inconsistencies whenever they come up with designs for a particular template, page, product, sub-products, and things like that. So design system helps product designers to be consistent and be able to be scalable as well in their operation when they work with a team of other designers. The next thing is product designers collaborate with engineers and other designers too. Engineers meaning developers, software developers, technical people, or even marketers as well. And product designers work with other designers that may not be product designers. They may be graphic designers, or they may be UX researchers, or other forms of design field. But collaboration is very important, particularly when you're working on a larger product, because there will be a lot of input from different stakeholders and different perspectives, and collaboration is very important as part of the workflow. And the last thing I've got here, number 10, is a product designer would have to convince their stakeholders or get buy-ins from their team members too. That means when you're proposing an idea or when you're proposing a solution, or as you go through the process, it's very important for product designers to know how to convince, and sometimes, in some cases, lobby their stakeholders to understand the value that they're bringing in here. Because having the skills itself as a designer may not work for the company. You will need to explain and make everyone understand the reason why you're doing certain things. And that's why critical thinking is very important as well as part of you being a product designer. And that is it, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give us a subscribe, a thumbs up, share it with your loved ones, your friends, whoever might be interested in this. And be sure to hit that notification button as well, because we try to produce these videos every single week. Hopefully you find value in it, and hopefully it's been helpful for you as well. I really appreciate the comments that comes in. It keeps me motivated, you know. All right, thank you guys, and have a good day.